In a time not so long ago, in the place that is now called Afghanistan, there lived a noble, a prince of the realm, called Daud al-Abbasi. But he did not use this illustrious title, because since 3 generations his family were poor. All their wealth had been taken from them, and Daud himself now lived as a common man, working in a store, trying each day to restore the wealth of his illustrious family. Every day Daud went to his store and diligently worked until the day that he met the beautiful daughter of a very wealthy merchant called Khalifa. And when he met Khalifa, he fell in love, and she with him. They wanted to wed. But when they approached Khalifa's father, it was a custom in those days, which Khalifa's father was dutifully fulfilling, and that was that the suitor had to be able to match a gem in the possession of the father before he could be gleaned to be a suitable husband for the daughter. Now, the gem that Khalifa's father chose was a ruby of inestimable value. When Daud saw this jewel, his heart sank. How could he find, much less afford, a gem of this value? But they were so much in love, he was determined that he would do his best so that he could marry his beloved. He put it abroad to everyone, seeking a matching jewel. But years passed, and no one was able to bring a jewel of this value. He went to a jeweler, and the jeweler said, "Maybe, if you're willing to give up your house and all your possessions and 3/4 of your wealth for the rest of your life, maybe someone will come forward with a matching gem for you." So this was put abroad, and people came from everywhere bringing their rubies, but none of them matched the magnificence of the gem held by Khalifa's father. Daud was desperate, and one day he was sitting in his tiny little garden for the 1000th time, trying to think of a way that he and his beloved Khalifa could be wed, when all of a sudden he realized that there was standing beside him a man, somewhat of an apparition, but this apparition was dressed in the patchwork cloak of the dervish, and around his waist was a tin begging bowl. Daud made the necessary salutations to him, and the apparition said, "I am a custodian of your family's patrimony, and I have come to allow you to find the gem that you have been seeking." Now, Daud said to this being, "My family's wealth was dissipated 3 generations ago. There is nothing left." The dervish said, "Ah, this wealth is that which is available to all of mankind." Daud said, "Quickly, quickly, take me there." So the dervish blindfolded Daud, and for 3 days and 3 nights he had to ride on a lowly donkey until they passed through an aperture in a rock, and the blindfold was removed from Daud's face, and before him was a treasure trove such as one had never seen. Jewels of every kind glittering in every crevice. Daud was overwhelmed. The dervish said, "This is not all the wealth that there is. There are other places beyond this, with other kinds of wealth. All is available." Daud said, "I'll take it all." The greed had taken over his being. The dervish spoke very firmly and said, "You can only take what you have come for, and nothing else. You are not deserving of this wealth, just as your forefathers have not been worthy." Daud was able to take the matching ruby, and he was led out of that place. They returned to his place of residence, and he and Khalifa did wed. And as stories go, we know that they had many children and lived happily. What happened to his nobility and whether he resumed his wealth, you can make your own story. But to complete this tale, it is said that there are still custodians abounding in this world. They no longer, for the most part, wear the patchwork robes of the dervish or carry a begging bowl around their waist. They are ordinary men wearing ordinary garb. The question that arises out of this story for us is, are you a custodian or are you an inheritor? Are you still seeking a gem, something, a truth, a companion, wealth, nirvana? Or have you realized, each one of you, that everything that comes out of your mouth and every deed you undertake is a gem that you're giving out to mankind? Endless, endless wealth from all and any dimension of that treasure house. But if you still consider yourself an inheritor, you'll only get what you ask for and need. What a waste. a waste of my time, God's time. Are you still a inheritor, or have you claimed your custodianship? And stand in that place where you recognize that every word that comes out of your mouth is coming out of that treasure trove, giving as is asked for and needed by whoever and whatever is.